I'm your host, Destiny Sidwell.
I'm also your host, Sarah Crowley.
And this is Bookmark'd.
Welcome back to Bookmark'd, everyone. That is not the topic of today's episode. Today, we have a fun episode. Do you have a dote? Is that your dote right there you're sipping?
Yeah, I just have some water. I'm trying to get my
water.
I feel like I'm always talking about my water intake. It's important, everybody. I feel like
it is.
Your water intake affects everything. It affects, like, I swear, if I don't have a good water intake for the day, I have really bad headaches. Your skin, the way you it affects everything.
Really everything. So I agree.
Stay hydrated.
I got a bigger Awala. Also, hey, can we talk to whoever's in charge of Awala's colorways and who picks the colors, because they are, in my opinion, god awful.
That is actually a conversation going around TikTok, is that with Awala specifically, because people were going into stores, which actually really stressed me out. This is, like, always stressed me out because I've actually witnessed people doing this type of thing, and it grosses me out and it makes me literally want to itch my skin off. They take, like, so you know, if you have, like, a bunch of different color Awalas, they'll just, like, unscrew that lid and go put it on another one and go, like, take the lid from the other one and put it on that one so that they have, like, a color that they like.
That's so interesting.
This became a thing because I don't know if it came up because somebody made a video and they were talking about their Awala and they were talking about how they switched the lids, and then everybody kind of went on a rampage in the comments, and then I think this person literally was like, I thought that that's what you're supposed to do. First of all, no, you didn't. That is not a thing in store. Like, maybe if you were going to tell me online, but then when you see online that you can't do it, I don't think that you would assume that you can go into the store and do it.
I mean, the thing is, the colors in my head don't make sense, but looking at it, like, this makes sense, this colorway, but I would never put these colors together. I wish on the website you can custom. Why can't we? Hey, we should start being able to customize them. That would be so fun, making your own little colors, because some of them, like, are cute and, like, kind of make sense, and I like this little yellow one. But I was looking at ones yesterday. I was in Dick's and looking at the ones they had, and there were some colors that I was like, who thought putting these together made sense?
Oh, there are definitely a few colorways that are god-awful.
So bad.
Well, it's the same thing, though, as, like, you know how Stanley cups, you can either have the, like, kind of glossy white, or you can have the clear. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like those are the only two kind of lids. Like, people get specific about those, and they straight up will, like, take the straw out, switch the lids and the color on top around. Like, I feel like
that's fine if you do it at home. You buy both and you want to swap them back and forth.
But these are, like, people who are just going into the store, like, somebody else is going to buy that water bottle, and you have, like, and I know that people could argue and be like, well, you're buying a touch water bottle, and it's just,
yeah, I think it's even stranger that someone else is going to go in the store and think that's even though these colors are so interesting together, imagine swapping them and not knowing they're not supposed to go together, and it's probably the most random color combination.
Well, and that's another thing, too, because it's like you're screwing up somebody else's purchase. Like, they don't know, or maybe they, whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, is it super deep? No. But while we're on the topic of Awala.
And I just love, like, this has been my favorite type of, like, brand water bottle so far, compared to other ones I've had.
Mine that you see me drinking out of all the time, this hot pink, if you're an audio listener, the hot pink cup, this is a Brewmate, and I actually really like Brewmates, and I got my mom on them too. I prefer them over the Stanleys because this little mechanism right here, how you can close it and then you upside down, no spill. So I just throw this in my bag. Like, I love my Brewmate, and it's 40 ounce, fits in the cup holder just like a Stanley does. I like the way that they look a lot better too, and that you can close them. I love them. Because with my Stanleys, I feel like I'm always spilling.
This doesn't fit in the cup holder.
Yeah.
It really bothers me. I hate that.
See, I take my Awala with me to the gym. Like, that's my, like, gym water bottle. But as for, like, just, like, leisurely drinking, I always take my Brewmate literally everywhere with me. It is my actual emotional support water bottle. Yeah. My mom sent me a link to, like, I think they just released one with, like, cherries or something on it, and she was like, I know, it was so cute, but I was like, I just have this water bottle. I just wash it, put more water in it. I'm fine.
Yeah, when I was thinking about Awala, like, at first I looked on the website, I was like, I don't know, and then I looked at what Dick's had, because I wanted one yesterday, and I was like, they should just make like patterned ones. Like, put some kind of pattern on them. That would be kind of cute.
Yeah.
Instead of solids. Hire me. Hey, hire me. I'll be happily choose your colors and your...
We always are giving out free business information. I remember when Spotify released their audiobooks and we went on a rampage on the pod about like how they should better do better with their audiobooks.
Listen, I love Spotify audiobooks. I think there's nothing like going on the same app for your music and everything. Like, I use Spotify for everything, but I run out of time incredibly quick. Like,
no, see, and that is why I can't tell you the last time that, unless it's literally a book where I'm like, okay, I literally can't get it on Libby, because I usually try to look for it on Libby first to see if they have the audiobook of it. Then if they don't, I try to like see if it's on Audible, because I always have Audible credits because I love Audible. Like, that is just what I use. Like, I've used that for actual years. But with Spotify, it's because so many times, like, I am in the middle, and sometimes I swear, and I don't know if this is true, but I was actually just thinking about this the other day, I don't know if they count it for the actual listening hours I've used, because we all know, listen, I listen to my audiobooks, and I am not kidding, at least 2 speed. I go all the way up to 2.5, 2.6 sometimes. Like, that's the speed I have to listen to them. So I know sometimes that I have not listened to them for 12 hours, but you know when an audiobook like says like if you were listening to it at normal speed, it would be this long. I feel like they just count like, okay, you're at this chapter, so it's this long into the audiobook. I don't feel like they actually count the amount of time that I've actually actively spent.
I heard that it's only 1x. Like, it doesn't matter how fast you're listening to it. It's like however long the actual book is, which I think is crazy. I didn't listen to it for 12 hours. I listened to it for 6.
That's why I'm saying that, like, you can, like, that feels a little, I don't want to jump out and say scammy, but in a way it is, because it's like you're telling people you have 12 hours of listening, but I have used not even half of it listening to the audiobook, and you're like, oh, time's up, and I'm like, I have not listened to this for 12 hours. I know that I haven't.
That happened to me the other day. I was almost done with my book, and I was out of hours, and I read the rest, and I was like, how can you do that to someone? Let me finish it. I have, like, maybe 30 minutes left on regular 1x speed.
And that's what sucks, is the only time I do seek out audiobooks on Spotify, if it's literally a book that I'm like, I could never foresee myself ever wanting to like audiobook this again. Like, anytime that I actually use a credit, I'm like, I could see myself wanting to, you know, like, listen to this again, like how I have all of the Crescent City audiobooks. Fantasy audiobooks, I am willing to invest in with my credits on Audible, because I feel like those are the most likely out of literally any book on my shelf that I am to, like, go back and re-listen to it. Like, if you had Throne of Glass audiobooks, or even, like, I don't know, Cassandra Clare, trying to get into her, like, I feel like that would be worth it, but anything else, I'm like...
Yeah, Spotify should let you, like, download them and, like, save them.
Well, I still stand by the point of I don't even need that. It can be the same way as, like, if you were just going to access an album, but I still stand by the point of, like, you should have done this as, like, okay, yeah, this is a premium feature, so the 12-hour stupid rule is for the people with just, like, regular Spotify Premium, and then... if you want to pay like more a month to have Spotify Premium and audiobooks, then it should be unlimited listening to audiobooks.
Yeah,
and
we
have
can
Spotify
unlimited
Premium.
listen to anything, podcasts and music.
That's what I'm saying.
Why are we capped at audiobooks? That's not fair.
That's what I'm. If you want to like put the cap on audiobooks, literally, I am even willing to pay more to just have it where it's no like listening hours amount, and I just pay more for the Spotify Premium account. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like, give 3 tiers: free, premium, and then extra premium. I don't know.
Yeah. Hopefully, maybe someone at Spotify is listening. Please help.
Please help, because I do love audiobooks, but the reason I don't listen to them like 24/7 is because I'm like, I don't want to use an Audible credit, because it's literally money. Like, you have to, like, you get the 1 free a month on top of the membership, but you also go out and like I buy extra credits, so it's like I'm literally paying for these audiobooks.
Yeah, Audible, I don't know why Audible is always my last resort, so whenever I go on Audible, I always click Libby first and then Spotify, and then I'm like, okay, I guess I won't listen. And then if I really need to listen to something, I'll go on Audible, and sometimes I forget Audible, so I have like 3 credits like added up or something like that, and I'm like, I love when
I love when I've been able to like get the Libby of an audiobook and I haven't used Audible in a while, and then I go on and I'm like, oh wait, I have like 2 more credits.
Yeah, I have my last 2 books on there because I haven't used it in a bit. Because Spotify banned me, basically. I feel like I'm banned. I don't even know what date I get back.
Was talking about it, like Spotify audiobooks when they first got released last year, and now I swear, I don't know if it's just me, but I do not hear people talk about listening to audiobooks on Spotify because of that.
It's not as convenient. You get one book.
Like you try to act like you made it convenient, but realistically for audiobook lovers, like nobody is using the platform because it's literally like, okay, I can't even.
You don't have the safety of knowing you have the whole book, and also why is it so hard to find out how much time you have left? And how much you've used and whatever.
See, and that's another thing that I don't like. I feel like they're hiding the time that you have left. Like
why can't
they're very secretive and sneaky about it.
And I don't know what month my thing renews. Like, I know it's the same. Like, it's not the first for everyone. Like, it's different time of the months for everyone. I don't know when my next one is. It's like a gamble when I go on there. If I have any time left or not.
It's honestly, in the bookish world, one of the most annoying things that I deal with on a day-to-day in the bookish world. The way I check Goodreads, like a social media, the way that I go on there and I am looking at my updates, I'm looking at my own updates. If I write a review, I'm giggling at my own review. I'm like,
refresh all the time. I'm so bad at reviewing on there because I feel like I'll do my ratings on there. Sometimes I'll put a little blurb on there, but then I'm like, I'll talk about this in my wrap-up, but I need to start putting thoughts on Goodreads because I like seeing other people's thoughts so much.
See,
like, I love
I've started trying to make it like a end of the month thing, like before you film your wrap up. I feel like it could also help you like get your thoughts together if you were gonna like go through and like just a bulk review all of the books that you read that month.
I'm just so bad at wording anything, articulating any thoughts. So the thought of like writing a full review.
I mean, you don't need to write a review, like you said. Like yours are in video format, but I just like sometimes I like writing out my reviews. Sometimes my reviews.
I like reading them.
That I write out, I feel like they're better than if you were to watch one of my videos.
Yeah, I like to refresh the homepage and see everyone's updates, especially when like mid reading a book. If they give an update, that's one of my favorites. Yes.
See, I need to be better about mid reading updates because sometimes I just go on after the book's already finished and I'll go currently reading, and then I'll click again and go read. And I'm like,
I just did one for the Paradise Problem. That's it. I think I'm going to update it again. A little halfway update.
See, I talked about it in last week's episode. I want a junk journal. I want to get better at Goodreads reviews, and I want to get better at like midway updates through books.
Yeah.
I giggle at them because when I go on my Explore page and I see somebody's updating midway through and they're like saying like a little whatever comment about it, I'm like, that's so funny. And also, this is so funny because I had to take Isaac to work, whatever, and he stopped by and got breakfast, and the way that they like call out your orders, they have like a question of the day.
Oh, really?
And then your answer is like what the name is for the order. And I walked in today and they're like, what subject would your podcast be about? And Isaac went up there and he said books.
No way.
I said, this man is a big reader.
Wait, that's so funny. That's cute that they do that.
Yeah, somebody said serial killers.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Loved that for them, personally. I was really reading the vibe.
They're on the crime pod side of the world. I listened to one crime podcast once.
I used to be obsessed with them in high school. When I would sit there and just like not do anything. Do you want to hear something unhinged? And I swear I used to do this, and I do not know how because I don't. Actually, that's not true because I do listen to the Zane and Heath podcast. I used to listen to these true crime podcasts while I was reading. I would be reading, listening to a true crime podcast, and I would literally go home and I would tell everybody about the true crime podcast I was listening to during school, and I knew what was going on in the book. I do not know how I was doing both of those at one time.
And people say I'm crazy for listening to music with lyrics while reading. We're gonna just do a couple little bookish. You know when we used to do like end of the episode little things? We're gonna do a couple of those in today's episode. Some fun ones we'll do. Some would you rather. No. What was the other one? If these couples are still together, which I think will be fun. And
Smash or Pass?
Yeah, Smash or Pass, but like different things, different bookish topics. But the first one is the would you rather. Only read contemporary romance or only read romantasy.
I feel like I'm going to say contemporary romance because sometimes getting into a fantasy book actually hurts my brain a little bit.
I think I'm also going to say contemporary romance because actually, hold on. Yeah,
I feel like there's so many stories you can get from a contemporary romance. Like, romantasy is kind of always going to have the same formula.
Yeah, they can get more similar than contemporary romance.
Yes.
Read a super long and brain power book, or read for 24 hours straight.
24 hours straight, because I could just read multiple books that I would probably enjoy more than that one book for 24 hours.
Yeah, that's true. You can pick a couple, like, rom-com-y.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. I didn't know I was going to choose that one. Okay. Give up Taylor Swift for a year or reading for a year?
I have Taylor Swift for a year.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know what I would do if I didn't read. Especially
the reading is literally like a way of life for me and always has been.
I think Charlie just jumped behind you.
Yeah, she scared me. But like, it's not like Taylor Swift is like a way of life. I listen to many other artists, contrary to popular belief to you guys, but we do listen to other people.
Yeah, I think reading is the best form of escapism, and I could take a year-long Taylor break. And that'd be more fun when you get back into Taylor's music the year later.
Very rewarding. Yeah. Maybe even a new album. Who knows?
Rather only have 3-star books in the future or only rereads?
This one's a little difficult because it's like, there's so many books out there that I feel like I would choose the 3 stars, because it's like 3 stars isn't a bad rating. I feel like this kind of, I guess it's just like 3 stars is my base for a recommendation. Like, if I say a book is 3 stars, that doesn't mean that I didn't like it. There's so many books that I rate 3 stars that I still talk about all of the time.
Yeah.
So I would rather do 3 stars, because then you get so many different stories, and I feel like rereading all of the same books would get old.
I don't know, because having just like the 3-star feeling and never having a 5-star feeling, but like being able to reread all my 5 stars in books, I think I might pick rereads. Because we've read a lot of books at this point. I mean, maybe it won't get too old too quick. I just don't know if I could do a 3-star feeling. Would you rather crack a special edition spine or spill a drink on a special edition?
Would say crack the spine, because I don't care about cracking spines. But like, spilling a drink literally ruins the book. Like,
I know,
cracking the spine's not ruining it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I think it depends which special edition, because some of the spines are just so beautiful. And I don't think I would ever read a special edition, so if some of the pages got wet, I can hide that. Unless it's like a sprayed edge and then it's all just, everything's ruined.
I feel like most special editions are hardback, so you wouldn't be able to see that you cracked the spine anyway.
That's true. You just put the dust jacket right over it. Would you rather be stuck in Happy Place or Beach Read?
Where is Beach Read? Michigan?
I think so. I think I would pick Happy Place.
I would pick Happy Place too, because Maine looks so beautiful.
Yeah. Have your favorite book never end, or meet your favorite book character in real life?
Meet the favorite character in real life, because sometimes even if I'm really liking a book, it can go down a star rating because it's too long. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, even if I love them, it's like, at some point, enough is enough. Like, there's enough of the story.
I agree. I think the only ones I can read forever is like Magnolia Parks, just because there could be so much. But like, a lot of my other 5 stars or favorite books, I think need to have an ending at some point.
Yeah.
Be the main character in a book or the villain? I think it'd be kind of fun to be the villain. But also, I don't think I would pick that, because I don't think I can be villainy.
I was gonna pick villain, because I don't know if I have main character energy. Like, I'm either side character at best or the villain of a story.
No, but it would be your book, so you are the main character.
I just don't, like, I'm saying my main character capabilities, I don't feel like they're there.
Ever be able to read the final 50 pages of books, or every book you read, your favorite character dies?
Do you want to know an unhinged thing? I literally just filmed, like, a Q&A, and I said this, so this is going to sound crazy. Okay. I would rather the character die, because I was just talking about specifically in fantasy books, I never feel on the edge of my seat when a main character is in trouble, because they're never going to die. Yeah. I want to start reading books where it's like, they may die. Like, that's the whatever.
Yeah, I feel like mostly in like, maybe like general fiction books, there's always like that, you don't know what's going to happen to your favorite characters, because there's no like, there's a happily ever after at the end of it. You don't know if there's going to be a happy ending. So, yeah. What was the question?
It was like, you can never read the last 50 pages of a book, or like the favorite character dies in every book.
Yeah, I think favorite character dies. I think we need to start upping the stakes in some of these books. Because I also am the same way specifically in series fantasy. Too. Yeah. Yes. When I'm like 3rd book in, there's 5 books, it's like, even if there's high stakes at the end of it, or like what's going on, I'm like, I'm never at the edge of my seat crying because I know there's going to be like a happy ending by the end of it. Would you rather only read at night or only read in the morning when you wake up?
Only read in the morning, because I have lost the ability to read at night. Unless it's like a really, like the other day, I was 52% into 11/22/63 by Stephen King. That book is it's almost 900 pages long. Mm-hmm. Unless it's a book like this where I was 50% into it, like still had over 400 pages left and did not go to bed until the book was finished, it has to like be a book that I'm so excited and so into, because if not, when I lay down and read, it's putting me directly to bed.
Yeah, I agree. I also love waking up reading, and if it's like a nice day, like it's like a good old Saturday morning, nice weather, and you just sit outside and read, there's really nothing like that. Bring your little coffee or drink outside with your book.
Or even literally just like laying in bed for a little bit and reading and then getting up and read. There's nothing like it.
Nice.
The vibes at night aren't the same.
Live in your favorite book or have your favorite characters come into your life?
I would rather them be in my reality. I know that sounds selfish, but I would just rather them chill with me here.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think it would be so fun. Like, imagine showing your favorite character around. Have read all the books in the world, or have lost your memory and have to reread everything?
I will choose losing my memory and have to reread everything, because I would literally pay to get my memory wiped to read some of my favorite books for the first time.
Also, can you imagine, like, reading all of the books in the world? How much limited space you got left for everything else in your brain? You know so much.
Well, yeah. No, I was actually about to say, I don't think that you would memorize all of the books, because I don't feel like your brain is set up to have that much information. I just don't think it is.
And that's not even just fiction books. There's non-fiction books.
Yeah.
There's like
I don't think that your brain is built for that, honestly.
You would probably be the smartest person ever, though, because you have all the information. Only read books from your favorite author or never read a book by them again. I had an answer. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. But, like, the thought of reading, like, an Emily Henry book forever, but like just different stories and different scenarios and stuff, I think I could do it, and I think I would have a wonderful time. I don't think I would get bored. I say that now.
Yeah, I don't think I can give up, like, never reading any of their new books. Like, I don't think I can give that up.
Imagine SJM comes out with a new, like, a spin-off of Throne of Glass, and you're not allowed to read it.
Or another ACOTAR book that she's going to come out with at some point, and then I can't read it.
Never find a 5-star ever again, and you can't reread your 5 stars. Or be able to only read 5 stars and 1 stars, like no in between.
The 5-star and 1-star, because at least I could find multiple 5 stars.
Yeah, that's true. I think I could deal with some 1 stars.
Yeah,
to get to that 5 star.
I deal with 1 stars all of the time.
It's a reality. Always read a 5-star book, or be able to read your favorite book all over again.
Oh, like read it for the first time again.
Yeah.
Or always have 5 stars.
Yeah, can you imagine every book is a 5-star? That's literally me 4 or 5 years ago.
I would rather be able to... I feel like having range in your rating means so much of, like, differentiating book tastes and what they do for you. I feel like it's very valuable. So I would say be able to reread my favorite book for the first time.
I agree. Have a book turned into a movie or a TV show?
I usually like movie adaptations better, just because, like, I understand with TV shows you get more content, but I like movies because they're just more, like, they're easier for me to rewatch, they're easier for me to go and want to watch. Like, if it's just a movie, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna go see it. But if it's a TV show, I'm more like,
Mm-hmm. I would say TV show, because I feel like you can put more content from the book if it's spread out between.
That's true, but sometimes I feel like a lot of stuff, like, maybe a hot take, but I feel like Daisy Jones and the Six would have worked better as a movie. Like, I love the TV show, I love it, but I don't feel like there was enough content within the book for it to be, like, multiple.
That is all of the Would You Rathers. Those were fun. Now we have Smash and Pass. These are, like, there's tropes in here, there's different, like, bookish things, and we're gonna smash or pass them. Age gap trope.
Pass.
I'm assuming they mean, like, contemporary, because fantasy is quite literally almost...
that conversation around fantasy, it's not the same. It's just not, because people try to, like, cancel Reese and say that they hate Reese because, like, Feyre was 19 and he was, like... But he's always been Fae. So it's like way different of age. Like you cannot try to argue the fantasy age gap versus like contemporary romance literary age
The contemporary age gaps are too realistic to like sit with sometimes.
Sorry, I'm not falling in love with a 150-year-old fae vampire. Like, that's not ever going to happen. But you could, and you do see age gaps every day, and I don't love them.
I think normally I would pass this trope. I think I don't mind reading them if it's not, like, talked about the whole entire book. That's not the point of the book.
Well, yeah.
I think if...
But then again, if it's age gap, I feel like authors try to sell the trope, so then they really tropify
Those are the ones I feel like I don't love, but like what's part of your world, that's an age gap. She's like 10 years older than him, and like you don't really ever think about it, and like that I like.
Yeah, but I also feel like Abby Jimenez as an author doesn't tropify her books or like over tropify them. Like she may be like, oh yeah, I mean there's like this type of trope there, but I don't feel like she like advertises her books via trope. The only I can read an age gap, like is it no they're older in that book. Dom and Allie isn't an age gap.
Hopeless is an age gap. The last Chestnut Springs
That's an age gap that didn't bother me. Like, okay. When it's like The Confidence of Wildflowers, that type of age gap, or even like Birthday Girl, those just bother me personally. Like that's my own book taste where I don't like them.
Next one is third person point of view.
Smash, because I don't like I'm it sounds really unhinged to say like smash third person point of view.
Yeah, that was funny.
Like right now I'm reading a romance book that's third person point of view, and like you realize it initially. Sorry, Charlie's really chomping down anymore. Like she's like
I hear her
going in on her food. Like dang girl. But it doesn't bother me. Like it just doesn't. Like I'll notice that it's third person, then I just move on with my day.
Yeah, I think when I first started reading, all the books I read were mostly in first person, so when I first started reading books that were in third, it would like throw me so off guard. Like I wouldn't even know, like understand the book really. But now I think reading so many that are just so many different point of views, it doesn't bother me anymore. I would smash.
No.
I don't even notice it anymore.
I'd smash.
But I do notice when it's in first person again, and I'm like, okay, I kind of feel more connected to the characters because you're like really in their head.
I mean, I prefer first person, but like it doesn't, I get so disconnected from the point of view that it's in most of the time.
This is one that we love but everyone hates. Dog-earing pages. Smash!
I mean, smash. Smash. I have so many bookmarks, but they're somehow never on hand. Yeah. Especially if I'm like, oh crap, like Charlie's running somewhere or like whatever. I'll dog-ear that page all day.
I have books that still have pages dog-eared. I'll put them back on the shelf dog-eared.
But that's how some people like annotate. Like they'll dog-ear the page to go back to the page to
That's what I do when I have to like talk about a quote or like I want to save a quote. I'll dog-ear it. Yes. It's just like I know what I'm talking about.
Because I'm at an age where annotating it just isn't, unless like I'll take a pen and underline stuff, but I'm not tabbing anymore. That's just not something that I'm doing. It's just a lot. The only time I'm going to tab books is if I do a reread. That's the only time you're going to see a book tab.
Next one, cartoon covers.
You know, there's such a big debate about this going on right now. I don't know if you've seen it, of cartoon covers.
I am suddenly not on the bookish side of anything anymore.
Well, this has been going on for a while, I think, and it surrounds around Icebreaker, and it's because of like, and I've literally even told Sarah that I have been in the store and I have seen 12, 13, 14-year-old girls go and get Icebreaker off of the shelf. And I just want to say this here because I'm going to say I'm very indifferent towards it. Like, I'm not going to say pass because it's not like I hate them, so I guess it would be smash. But with Icebreaker specifically, the cartoon style covers got very popularized because everybody talked about how much they hate real people on the covers. So cartoon covers come in to kind of give you an idea of what the character is supposed to look like. I feel like that's the purpose that they serve. And I think the whole entire argument with the cartoon covers is that it can age them and make, maybe if parents look at it, make them think that it's, you know, a book, or make a child think that it's a book that is whatever. But the main comment concern is like cartoon covers doing that to like younger audiences. And I will say I understand it, but also at the same time, when you have a like younger child, like we're talking 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever, I feel like it's the parents should be monitoring what the books are. Like, personally, me as a parent, if the kid was talking about, oh, I want to go get this book, like, I'm just a parent that would be turning over the book and seeing what it talks about and seeing the age rating. Also, not every parent knows, but like when you go to the bookstore and you're in the adult romance section, maybe look and go, no, that's an adult romance, let's go to the young adult section. Like, and that's just being educated as a parent. But I feel like the big conversation around cartoon covers right now is because of that reasoning. I feel like that falls on the parent, though. Like, I feel like that you can't blame an author for having a cartoon cover. And I'm very indifferent towards them, too. Like, I don't really care, but I don't hate them.
I think they're so cute. I think no cover is ever telling of what's actually inside the book. I think you need to do your research if you want to know if there's spice, any content level, any trigger warnings. The cover of a book is not going to tell you what's inside of it. It's just going to show you an aesthetic for the book and what the author liked and the publishing people liked. So, DNFing books.
Smash. I have really gotten into DNFing, and I love talking about my DNFs because it's not like I'm saying the book is horrible, but it's like I have so many books. There's so little time, and why waste your time reading a book you don't enjoy?
I agree. Smash. Also, sometimes like not the right time for the book. Come back to it later, but like why force yourself to read it?
There's a soft DNF.
Yeah, I think DNFing is good, and also I always say too, if you have a feeling you're not going to like the book and you're going to give it like 3 max stars, you don't have to see it through to the end. Kindle smallest font, which I wanted to know, what font do you read on your Kindle? Do you know the like number?
I have my Kindle right here. 1 second. Let me grab it really quick.
Because I read on 5, and I don't know if that's crazy. When I was with...
Is that big?
I don't know. It feels average to me. Danny reads hers on 1. 1!
This is what mine looks like.
I don't know how to check. I think you like click the double A.
Yeah, you go to the font size. Oh, mine is on 4.
Okay, that seems average.
Like, and I feel like this is like not big, which is actually really surprising because I'm squinting most of the time, so I probably need to make it bigger.
Oh no, I would pass the smallest font. I feel like when it's bigger, well, 5 isn't like that big, but I feel like it's bigger than maybe some people read. I feel like I'm reading faster because I turn the page more. Books in a series having sprayed edges. We could just do like just sprayed edges in general.
I enjoy sprayed edges. I do feel like they're getting a little overdone. Within the book world. I feel like now everybody is just trying to like throw sprayed edges on to like sell more copies and say it's a special edition, but all it has is sprayed edges. Like there's nothing else different to the book.
Yeah, sometimes when I see a sprayed edge that like is solid and doesn't match the cover or anything, I just don't think it looks good. But there are really like beautiful ones, and honestly are more enticing to buy. Like great marketing because some of them are so stunning. You just want to buy the book. It's
like you said though, like they'll even change the cover. The sprayed edges are beautiful. Like there is something alluring because it is different. Mm-hmm. But when these like companies, authors, whatever it may be, release a book and it's literally just like the same book, same cover with sprayed edges, no.
I feel like you never used to really see sprayed edges.
No, but that's why I'm saying it's overdone because sprayed edges were such like a dime a dozen or whatever the saying is of like they weren't done often. Mm-hmm. And then I think book box companies obviously were collaborating with authors and doing these, and it was like very beautiful to see. And then you take everything and run with it. It's very oversaturated now.
Multiple point of view books.
Smash. I really enjoy, especially in a romance book, I like having both of their point of views.
Yeah.
Like I always like to hear the story from both sides. Like I like to think like in Abby Jimenez books, like how they're dual point of view. Like I like seeing both of the takes on the interaction. I just think it adds so much more to the book when you get everybody's point of view.
Especially in a romance, I think it's so important getting the male's point of view. Maps in books. I would pass.
I literally do not pay attention to them.
I do not look at them quite literally ever. Dust jackets.
Pass. I always take them off. They're very okay. The only reason I would smash is because obviously I like having the dust jackets on to display the books after I'm done. But the first thing that I do, you guys know if you watch my videos, the first thing I do is take it off.
Yeah, I would smash them. They don't bother me. I also think some books like just without it look so like just bland. Like there's like nothing on them. Now we're gonna go on to some couples and we're gonna see if we think they're still together. Evangeline and Jax.
They're still together.
That was hesitant of you.
It's just the way, I just think that the last book really screwed them for me. Like, and everything. Yeah. I feel like the way that story went, but I do think that.
I think right now, since when the book came out, they're still together, but, like, who knows in the future?
Yeah, who knows, but I think they're still together. I think they're doing fine.
Magnolia and BJ.
They're still together. I think that they've just worked through everything. Like, that's, like, dedication. Like, they've got through it. They're together forever.
They put in the work, and they needed to. I think they're totally still together. They're not going in any more circles. Okay. Nesta and Cassian?
I don't think so. Like, I don't. And I genuinely, I don't think it will happen. And I say, unfortunately, I think that it would be genius if we have seen that and then they end up not being together. Like, I think that would be genius.
A little switch up. I do too. I have no opinion on this one, unfortunately. Okay. Archer and Bree from Archer's Voice. I think they're still together. Actually, I don't remember much from the book, but from...
They're living a quiet life by themselves.
I think they're having, like, a little cottage life.
Oh.
Daphne?
I didn't mean to say quiet life in a... I wasn't trying to say...
Oh my God! I didn't even catch on.
Let me clarify. I just meant like a peaceful.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Daphne and Miles. What are you thinking on them?
I think they're together. I just think that, yeah.
I think they're together. I think they're taking their time though, and like doing their own thing, but also figuring out their relationship. I don't think they're having like full happily ever after.
No.
Yet. Okay. Bree and Nathan from the cheat sheet.
They're happy. We saw glimpses of them in the rule book. I think that they got their own thing going on. They have so much chemistry and history between them.
Johnny and Shannon.
They're in game. They're so in game because he literally, everything that he does for her and her family and his family throughout the whole, like, there's no going back on that.
Okay. That one was more for Destiny. Okay. Thayer and Salem from Confidence of Wildflowers.
Oh my God. I ask God every day for them to break up. That's where I hope they're at right now. I hope they're divorced. I hope she is with her ex-boyfriend.
I was just going to say, I don't think they're together. I think she realized that her ex-boyfriend has never done anything wrong. And they got back together.
Actually, quite literally, the perfect guy. Actually, I have never seen an author write the perfect love interest and have the girl go screaming, running, and crying in the other direction.
Aaron, Warner, and Juliet.
They're together. After reading the series, you know...
I think they've been through a lot, and I think they're together. Bo and Bailey from Hopeless, Elsie Silver.
They're getting a divorce, unfortunately.
I think so, too.
She's leaving him, but he won't want her to leave, but she's going to leave him, and everybody's going to be like, you should have left her.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, they're going to have either, like, kids one day and have a really good co-parenting thing going on.
Yes, yeah.
Because they all have great support. Okay, Harriet and Wynn from Happy Place.
They're so in-game. The whole entire point of Happy Place is them working through their relationship. Whole entire point.
I think they've learned communication is key. Dr. Adam Carlson and Olive.
They're together. I think they're meant to be. Listen, stop shitting on Allie Hazelwood, and I said it because I think her books are good.
I think so too, and I think they're still together.
Yeah,
they were so cute. He would ride for her. I loved him.
He literally so quiet, and the fact that he was ready to like whoop somebody's ass is like says everything it says. Says everything it says.
Says everything it says. Okay. Elliot and Macy from Love and Other Words.
Oh, they're so... Like, guys, take these second chance romances and then ask if they're... Yeah, they are. Other than Every Summer After, they are together.
Yeah, if you want to ask us about Every Summer After couple, no, they're broken up.
No.
He came to Zara and Rowan from The Fine Print.
Yeah. I think they are. Because he's a very, like, grumpy because of the stuff and the trauma that they have from their childhood. But I feel like he was working through that, and he, like, did big acts of... He's, like, a big acts of service guy. Yeah. Like, he's not very good with emotions because of his traumatic childhood.
I agree. I think they're still together. Jack and Hannah from The Bodyguard. This one's a little iffy on. I loved that book so much, but, like, since he's A-list actor and she has, like, a pretty tough job, it's like, are they working it out? And also,
I really enjoyed it too, but I never felt like I really enjoyed it. But even, like, I was thinking back on this literally yesterday, and I was like, but I don't ever think about them as a book couple though. Like, I thought that they were really good, like, friends. Like, friends. Yeah, they were real good, like, friends with each other. I feel like they split amicably and they're friends, and she helps him out sometimes.
Pip and Ravi from Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
They have to be in game. You cannot build it up. Like, they have to, actually. Don't get me pissed off, actually. I have to move on.
Yeah, I think after the third book, Alex and Ava from Twisted Love. They should have... they should have been completely done still when he stalked her around another country.
No, not even that. What broke them up in the first place should have been, like... It should have been a story time and been, like, story time of this psychotic guy that I was dating, and then he tried to show up singing at an art installation, and literally not the time nor the place.
She should have done one of those, like,
location.
Put a finger down if your brother's best friend moved in next door to you and followed you to another country after you stopped talking to him and stalked you around the country and then showed up with a guitar and started singing to you and asking for you back. Kaz.
I liked that book when I first read it.
No, did you really?
I think I gave it 4 stars. It was, like, my first time, like, I didn't read a whole lot of indie romance, so when I was, like, getting into indie romance, I was like, ooh, this is so different.
Conrad and Belly from The Summer I Turned Pretty.
So in-game. They're so in-game. It's not even funny.
I don't think so. I think when she becomes,
like, crazy.
In her 20s, she can be like, oh, that was my first love and a growing stepping stone for me.
You think that she just would have said bye to both of them and be like, you know what? I destroyed this family from the inside out, and now I'm leaving the scenario and the fire's burning behind me.
I think that she would have grown up and been like, okay, that was, again, first love story, and I'm going to use that to grow. She caused too much trauma for the family.
No, first and second love, and then destroyed the family. These brothers can never speak to each other again, but maybe they can bond over their mutual hatred for me after what I did to the family. That was my mom's best friend for so many years, and we had all of these traditions, and now none of us can speak to each other anymore because I couldn't decide which brother I wanted to be with.
It happens, and she caused all of it. So Lana Myers and Logan Bennett, I completely forgot that's his name. From the Mind series? Yeah.
Listen, they're down for life. If you guys finished those books, they're down for life. That's not even a question in my mind.
Connell and Marianne, do you think they stayed together from Normal People? I unfortunately have to stand by they don't. I feel like they're the type to just, like, not able to find each other until they're, like, way later in life.
I'm going to paint you a picture. I feel like they come back across each other, like, when they're, like, way older, but they've already had, like, they are, like, married and, like, whatever, and they come back across each other, and they just realize that the timing is just never right. Like, they just never get the timing right.
Last one, let's do Dom and Allie from Buy a Thread.
They're, okay, have you guys read the emails? They're so together.
Yeah, I think they're so together, too.
Together.
Give the video a thumbs up. Give us some 5 stars on the audio listening apps. Leave us a comment, answer the questions, let us know any other little games you'd like us to play, and the other bookish ones, because these are kind of fun. And we have a very exciting video or podcast next week. Really getting on theme and on brand with... On theme and on brand. We're back. We're back. Something we're both so love. Back. We'll be chatting about next week. You guys probably know. I already we have an Instagram story that probably gave it completely away. And people were like, it's too early to talk about this, but... One, we always say... Okay, come back to revisit it then. Yeah, not to give it away, but fall is a mindset. And it won't be out until mid-September, right? Yeah, and also, I feel like as soon as September starts, like, a lot of people start talking about fall. It's not like we were talking about this in July. Like, I would understand you guys... Whatever, it's just never too early for fall. For once. If you don't like that we're talking about fall, don't listen to the episode. Love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. We have to go feed the girls, so we'll see you next Thursday. Feed the girls. Bye! Bye!